Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are here live in San Diego, California for our War Games match here at Survivor Series. And it is just brought to my attention earlier tonight, the likes of the Nightmare Jordan Styles team has faced a serious defeat here. They have lost the likes of Montez Ford, and they have to go out here and figure out how they're going to beat the likes of the Bloodline and Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fox 2, Jey Uso, the main event, and the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. What happened was clear. The Bloodline and the corporation tried to sabotage the Nightmare Jordan Styles. Ladies and gentlemen, the corporation is playing dirty. The board plays dirty. But the industry always have a backup plan, but not for a man like that. It is the Samoan werewolf, the absolute destroyer of WWE. It is Jacob Fox 2. Here tonight, Jacob Fox 2 is teaming with his new Bloodline family after they allowed him into the Bloodline family, and now he's taking his job serious. The Nightmare Jordan Styles has been put through hell because of Jacob Fox 2. And the Nightmare Jordan Styles has been trying to fight his way to be able to face Roman Reigns, either at Royal Rumble or any way he can punch his ticket on the next pay-per-view or Raw on Netflix. But standing in front of him is an absolute beast, a Samoan werewolf in Jacob Fox 2. And I don't know, does he have what it takes, but Jacob Fox 2 is fired up here tonight. He's willing to strike, and we see it. He may have taken out Montez Ford, a part of the industry, but I don't know who are they going to get and replace, because they took out one of their best shots of winning this match. As you can see previously, we had Solo Sikoa and the likes of Jacob Fox 2 going against the Nightmare Jordan Styles and Montez Ford as a special appearance. But was that good enough? No. The Nightmare Jordan Styles ended up finishing it all with a Nightmare knee and a silencer to finish off Jacob Fox 2. And Fox 2 is fired up. But you can see the Nightmare Jordan Styles is here tonight to claim his contract as King of the Ring and face Roman Reigns either at the next PLE or whatever he chooses to please. So, but the Nightmare Jordan Styles has a huge match here tonight. He has been going through absolute turmoil as we speak. The Nightmare Jordan Styles has been trying to finish off what the corporation has tried to destroy. Will the Nightmare Jordan Styles do it? We're going to find out here live in San Diego, California. Can the Nightmare Jordan Styles and his crew of misfits, the industry, get and reach the ascension era? Or will the Nightmare Jordan Styles be set back by a corporation sabotage in the Bloodline and Jacob Fox 2, Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, the main event, and the enforcer, the street champ, Solo Sikoa? We're going to find out live in San Diego. This is going to be an absolute slaughter knocker. And my goodness, it's a super kick by Fox 2. Fox 2 starts to absolutely break down the Nightmare Jordan Styles. These men just had it out 2 weeks ago, and they already attacked Montez Ford. But I don't know that we have what it takes, and it looks like he's gaining control back. The Nightmare Jordan Styles is going for it all, and it's a sling blade to Fox 2. Fight 2 is absolutely out on his ass. And it's a super kick by Fight 2. And what is he doing? He's taking him up, and it looks like a Steve Mullen. No! He presses him, and he throws him to the other side. He throws him to the other ring. My goodness, the strength of the Samoan werewolf has been displayed here at an all-time high. What is he doing? No. He is absolutely wringing the neck of the Nightmare Jordan Styles. My goodness, it's getting graphic. What is Fight 2 thinking now? Fight 2 takes him up and he tries to go for it. Absolutely. What's going on? Who's next? And it looks like no. Nightmare Jordan Styles has in a bad way. He's in a bad way. We got 9 seconds until the next competitor is set to come out here and display their show and talent. And it's the OTC Roman Reigns. He's coming out here after they already Fight 2 has him in a corner. And Roman Reigns is looking for something special to give to the Nightmare Jordan Styles after calling him out all these months. The Tribal Chief, the heavyweight champion, is out here tonight. And my goodness, he counters. Oh my goodness, the Nightmare Jordan Styles is being taken to its limit by Fight 2. Fight 2 has the Nightmare Jordan Styles in a bad way. And he hasn't even gotten into the ring. It is a Samoan headbutt. And he's absolutely destroying the Nightmare Jordan Styles. And now Roman is here too. Roman's here, and he just goes after Roman. Oh my goodness. And the Nightmare Jordan Styles gets sunk out of the ring. And he's going after Roman, but no. What is he doing? It's a DDT on a steel. My goodness, the Nightmare Jordan Styles is just trying to attack Roman Reigns once again. And it's no good because it's a slam. It's a Uranagi. And our Tribal Chief begins to gloat. And we have another competitor. And who will it be now? And oh my goodness, it's Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes has finally joined the industry. After all these months of being punished, he is now joining the industry, and him is now in this match. We have changed the tides because now the Nightmare Jordan Styles goes for a shooting star press. Carmelo Hayes is on the side of the Nightmare Jordan Styles after they tried to destroy Montez Ford. And now the Nightmare Jordan Styles, oh my goodness, he decides to strike the back, and Carmelo Hayes is out. Fight 2 is destroying Carmelo Hayes with that super kick. And now he sends Roman to the ramp, and now the Nightmare Jordan Styles gets hit with a ton of steel to the back. And now it looks like we're at a stalemate with Fight 2 and Hayes. And the Nightmare Jordan Styles begin to get up. And now he's absolutely destroying Roman Reigns with a DDT. But I don't think he's ending it there yet, because now he got his hands on a Tribal Chief, and they're trying to stop him from winning this match. And if he wins this match, he guaranteed to face the Tribal Chief one-on-one. One-on-one. And if he can do it here tonight and beating this whole Tribal Chief new and improved bloodline, it is going to be absolutely terrifying. And now the main event, Jey Uso. My goodness, he begins to tear down the likes of the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fight 2, and then Jey Uso just goes ahead and beats the hell out of Carmelo Hayes. And now, it was a Uranagi, but no, a STO. The Nightmare Jordan Styles and Carmelo Hayes are outmatched by Jey Uso and Roman Reigns. And he's absolutely tearing away at Carmelo right here. Roman Reigns is in a league of his own. And Fight 2 and Jey are absolutely tearing in to the Nightmare Jordan Styles, and he throws him across the ring. The Nightmare Jordan Styles is now out. And they're just absolutely brutalizing the Nightmare Jordan Styles. The industry had a slight advantage with Carmelo Hayes being in here, but now they have regained their advantage. The bloodline, and he's absolutely dominant. Samoans, and he goes and hits him with a suplex. What is he doing? Super kick into another suplex. My goodness, the Nightmare Jordan Styles. It is a super kick by Roman Reigns. That huge boot. And here we go. It's the ruler, Oba Femi. Oba Femi can change the tide of this match just by being in it. It is a super kick by Fatu. What is Fatu thinking? And Roman and Jay are absolutely tag teaming the likes of Carmelo Hayes. And now the ruler is finding more instruments of destruction. And he hits him with another suplex. That German suplex was absolutely vicious. And now the likes of Fatu counter. And he's going for it all with that Samoa. No! What is he doing? He got distracted by Carmelo. Jay has that sledgehammer. But no, he goes after Roman. He goes after Roman, and the Nightmare Jordan Styles begins to beat the hell out of Roman Reigns. What is he thinking? No! And it's a, oh my goodness, double springboard moonsault by the Nightmare Jordan Styles. And it's not looking good. Oba has him exactly where he wants him. It's a super kick. And it's a fury by the Nightmare Jordan Styles. Oba is taken away in this match. And the Nightmare Jordan Styles counters. He counters Roman Reigns. And Roman gets sent outside. Jay is getting struck. Who's next? Who's next? Mr. Street Champ, Solo Sikoa. He's in the match. Solo's in the match. Oh my goodness, these men, and if all these men get into this match, it's not going to be good, but whoever gets the first pinfall of this match, it is deemed that they're either going to be a match against Roman Reigns or, oh my goodness, vintage Roman Reigns. The Tribal Chief is at an all-time high. He was going to the corner, and it's a counter. They're jumping him, and he knocks both of these men over. No. What is the Nightmare Jordan Styles thinking? He's going for it all, but Jay counters, and it's a neck breaker. He was going for that buckle bomb, but now these two decide to have it out here tonight, and he sends them to the corner. No. The Tribal Chief. Oh, it's a splash by Jey Uso. And then look at Solo. He's being taken to his limit, and now Fatu is being treated by Oba Femi, and these two are absolutely taking down the Nightmare Jordan Styles. Nightmare Jordan Styles has been the first competitor of this match, courtesy of the corporation. And the last competitor of this match is going to enter, and once he enters a sling blade by the Nightmare Jordan Styles with an elbow that busts him up too. And Trick Willie, the Anointed One, is in the match. And oh my goodness, it's a Nightmare Knee. It's a Nightmare Knee. The Nightmare Jordan Styles could win it all. He can win it all here tonight. Here we go. One. It is only a 1 count. Roman Reigns kicks out. And Jay goes for a spear. Spear's counter. Oba has him right where he wants him. It's a sleeper hold. Jay has him in the sleeper hold. Right where he wants him. And the Nightmare Jordan Styles. Oh my goodness, he gets out. The Nightmare Jordan Styles gets out. And there's a Hinzaguri on a Jey Uso. And there's an elbow drop to the back of Jay. And Oba has met his match with Roman Reigns, and now Fatu is going after the Nightmare Jordan Styles. Trick Williams and Solo are going at it, and everybody in his ring is at war. There is war in San Diego here tonight. The Nightmare Jordan Styles is completely out of it. He's completely out of it. But he's still going after Roman. Look at this. Trick Williams is out. No. No. And look, it's an elbow drop on a Roman Reigns. He thinks it's over. He thinks it's over. Nightmare George Styles coup de grace. No way. Nightmare George Styles could win it. It is no 1, 2, and Roman kicks out. Code breaker by Carmelo Hayes. It's a code breaker by Carmelo Hayes. And Roman finally gains win. 5-2. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. 1. It is a kick out by the Nightmare George Styles. Trick Williams has been taken to his limit by 5-2. And it looks like the Nightmare George Styles is saving Trick Williams. It is a sling blade by the Nightmare George Styles. But now he counters that sling blade. 5-2 had it scouted. And now, what is he thinking? Oh my goodness, 5-2 is out. And Carmelo Hayes is absolutely getting destroyed in that corner by Roman Reigns. Solo Sikoa has gained back to his feet. And what is going on? They're jumping Carmelo Hayes. And 5-2 grabs a sledgehammer. Roman's out. And look at what's happening here. The bloodline is out of whack over Femi. And he's breaking up that sleeper hold that Jey Uso had on him. Oma is being absolutely destroyed by these two monsters of men. And he's cheating. Fatu is cheating. He's trying to steal one. But it's no good. Oma kicks out. Oma kicks out. No. Nightmare George Styles goes into the corner. It's countered. And now it's countered again. These men, the industry is jumping. Carmelo is jumping Roman Reigns. And now what is he thinking? And he hits him with a right. And then Nightmare George Styles goes over to Solo Sikoa to save over Femi as a code breaker. But the Nightmare George Styles, a cross body and a sling blade by Nightmare George Styles. Oh my goodness, Reigns could have it. It's coup de grace time. And 5-2's out. It's broken up by Solo Sikoa. And it's a Shinsiguri. 1. It is broken up. Roman tried to cheat. No. Whisper in the wind. And Trick hit him with a trick knee. Trick hit Nightmare George Styles with a trick knee. What's going on? Solo and Fatu are taking care of Femi. And it looks like he was going for it all. Fatu is going for a pin. 1. And it's only a 2 count by the Nightmare George Styles. And now he takes that stop sign. No way. No way. Roman spear Carmelo Hayes. What is he thinking? Somebody stop him. And it's a Superman punch. And Trick Williams knocks out. Oh, it's a spear. And oh my goodness. No way. And he goes for an Uso splash. He goes for an Uso splash and it's countered by the Nightmare George Styles. What do we have here? A forearm by Roman Reigns. And he tries to go for another Uso splash, but it's no good. He rolls him down, and it's an absolute boot. And George Styles wins. His contract remains. His contract remains. Over Femi won the match by pinning Solo Sikoa. And my goodness, this match has taken a turn for the worse for the bloodline. The Nightmare George Styles has retained his King of the Ring contract. And the mastermind is at hand. Over Femi took care of the enforcer and hit him with it all. And now these men and their ascension era begins. You thought that there was going to be a setback, but no. The Nightmare George Styles, the ruler over Femi, the anointed one Trick Williams, and Carmelo Hayes have finally did